Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 1st of October 2021. So we are starting new month with new hopes and new expectations to clear this exam. But you are seeing two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important and the most important current affairs. So watch this video till last. But I am requesting you all the students that you have to download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, you can log in with the email ID, then click on this crack current affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low, but if you see the price, you will definitely surprise. But the most important thing that we are covering 90 to 95% of that current affairs which can come in your exam. This is the hard work of Affairs Cloud team. But how we are covering this current affair? We are providing you daily section. In the daily section, we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section, which you can attempt on our application on daily basis. Next is the weekly section. Again, we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section, which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. Most important section is the monthly. We are providing four type of PDFs. One is the detailed current affair, second question and answer format, third is the best 100 current affairs, and fourth one is the pocket PDF. It means the 2-liner and the 3-liners current affair will be provided to you so that you can revise these current affairs in quick format before your exam. But to enhance your performance further, we are also providing 20 most important topic wise PDF. It means if you want to cover one particular topic, then you can revise from this topic wise PDFs. If you are a banking student, we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section. But all these three things are only related to banking and economy, and most important thing that you can attempt this quiz on our application on monthly basis. If you want to cover all the past current affair of 2021 just from single PDF, then you can use this exam PDF. We are providing detail, budget and economic survey, also expected question and answer related to budget and economic survey. If you are appearing for your respective state exam, then we are also providing state current affairs, and specialty is we are covering every state and union territory. So all these things comes under only one subscription. You have to just download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. You have to log in with the email ID, then click on this crack current affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low, but if you're a new student, you are just starting your preparation, then I am advising you to subscribe for 2 years, because there is a very less price difference between the 1 year subscription and the 2 year subscription. And we are providing 10% discount on every subscription, and you will use this code ASH10 to get extra 10% discount. And if you have any query, you can email or you can contact us on this number or email ID. So let's start today's current affair, that is 1st of October 2021. But I am requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform. And you can join our Telegram group for official notifications from the description box link. So very good morning to all the students, and here is the first question in the most important section. What is the rank of India in 2021 Digital Quality of Life Index? So you have to remember the keyword here. The name of the report is Digital Quality of Life Index, and rank of India is 59th. So answer of this question is B. Earlier in 2020, India's rank was 57th. It means this is the two positions lower than the 57th rank secured by India in the 2020 index. And this index is published by very renowned organization. But first of all, you have to see here, Digital Quality of Life India ranks 59th rank. And this index is prepared by cyber security company which is known as Surfshark. And India ranks, you can say the index ranks India at 17th place if we are comparing only the Asian countries, and if we are only comparing the South Asian countries, then India's rank is first. This is very important. So you have to remember, in the South Asian countries region, India's rank is first. In the Asian countries region, India's rank is 17th. And you can see here, India's rank is 59th. But you can also remember 57th in 2020. And the top country is Denmark. And the least ranked country is Ethiopia. You can also remember this. Ethiopia. This is the least ranked country. It means the total countries are basically here 110. It means the 110th rank goes to Ethiopia. So the report evaluates countries' digital quality based on the 5 fundamental principles. You can say internet affordability is there, internet quality is there, electronic infrastructure and e-infrastructure is there, e-security is there, e-governance is there. These are the 5 indicators on which this rank was prepared. So you have to remember these are very, very important, and you have to remember here the keyword digital quality of life index, and this is India's 59th rank. So you can also remember the other ranks like second rank here. India got the second rank in the Global Manufacturing Risk Index. Global Manufacturing Risk Index. And the top country was China. And the second rank goes to India. 122nd rank. This is India's rank in Global Youth Development Index. Youth Development Index. And top country is Singapore. Singapore in the Youth Development Index. Now, 20th rank, India got this rank in the Global Startup Ecosystem rank. Startup Ecosystem rank. So, the rank is published, the list is published by Startup Blink company, but the top country is United States of America in the Startup Ecosystem Index, and India's rank is 20th. So, you can also remember these things, and even you can also remember that India shares 49th rank along with the Thailand in the 2021 Inclusive Internet Index report. Inclusive Internet Index. Inclusive Internet Index. So very important. And this report is published by Economics Intelligence Unit. Economic Intelligence Unit. EIU. India's rank was 49th. So remember all these ranks. We covered 5 ranks here. So you have to remember all. Who wrote a new book titled 400 Days? Most important question, guys. This question will definitely come. Especially you have to remember for the SBA exams, especially SBA mains. And for the IBPS also, 400 days. The question will definitely come. And Indian author and very famous author even, Chetan Bhagat, released the trailer of his new book titled 400 Days. So answer of this question is very simple now, B here. So you can see here the title page of the book, Chetan Bhagat, Missing. This is Help Me Find Out Sister, and it is 400 days. So this is set to be released on the 8th of October, 8th of October 2021. And this book is set to released by the Westland publisher. Here you have to remember the publisher name. And it is the third story from the Keshav Saurav series. After the first was The Girl in the Room 105. Next is The Arranged Murder, and the third series 400 Days. So the Girl in the Room 105 and One Arranged Murder, both are written by Chetan Bhagat. So this is the trilogy. And the book revolves around a kidnapping and a forbidden love story, suspense, human relationship, love, friendship, the crazy world we live in, and above all, a mother's determination to never give up. So you have to remember, this book is written by Chetan Bhagat. Again, most important author. Next, you can see here, Manan Bhatt, very famous author, and he wrote a book about Balakot strike. So Balakot air strike, this is the name of the book, and how India avenged Pulwama. So this is Manan Bhatt. Next is Dhaval Kulkarni, very important book he wrote, Nathuram Godse. Nathuram Godse. Nathuram Godse, the true story of Gandhi's assassin. This is written by Dhaval Kulkarni. And next is Jairam Ramesh, very famous politician, The Light of Asia. Light of Asia. This book is written by Jairam Ramesh. So you can also remember these. Moving to next question. Who is set to become the next and the 100th? So very interesting thing, 100th Prime Minister of Japan. So most important question you have to remember, because he become the 100th, examiner can ask the number, 100th Prime Minister of Japan. Because Yoshihide Suga recently resigned, and new Prime Minister is Fumio Kishida. So answer of this question is C. You can see here the picture of Fumio Kishida. Not very famous, but you have to remember the name. Japan's next Prime Minister, and he is the 100th Prime Minister of Japan. So you have to remember this, because this is important, the number is important. And he will be succeeding Yoshihide Suga, who stepped down as the Japan Prime Minister. And Fumio Kishida belongs to Hiroshima. And he served as the leader of his party, his political party, and Japan's longest serving post-war foreign minister under the Prime Minister of Shinzo Abe in 2012 to 2017. Earlier he served as the foreign minister of the country, and he was served as the longest serving post-war foreign minister under the Prime Minister of Shinzo Abe from 2012 to 17. So you have to just remember the name, Fumio Kishida, and earlier it was Yoshihide Suga. Before Yoshihide Suga, it was Shinzo Abe. So now we are moving to next question, but we covered all the most important section. Now we are moving to very important question. You have to like this video, share this video, and subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and join a Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the question. Which state launched a mobile application, Digital Baramati Umbrella Application? So if you know where is Baramati, then you can answer it very easily. So you have to remember Baramati is in Pune, Maharashtra. So answer is very simple now. Answer of this question is Maharashtra. So C is the answer. So Maharashtra Deputy Prime Minister, Chief Minister Ajit Pawar. Ajit Pawar launched a mobile application which is Digital Baramati Umbrella application. So you can see here Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar launched a mobile application which is Digital Baramati Umbrella application. So it is designed to provide all citizen-centric facilities at a single click to residents of the Baramati town in Pune district. So you have to remember it is to provide all the government services under one platform to all the residents of the Baramati in the Pune district of Maharashtra. And this is financially supported by one bank which is ICICI Foundation. And it is a collection of various applications for different needs under one platform, and it also includes those relating to like telemedicine, property management, QR code based asset management, GIS tagging and grievance redressal system. All the services will be provided under one application, and it also help in placing demands with the Baramati Municipal Council and to track them. So all the municipality services also provided under this application. So remember, it is for the Baramati town, especially Maharashtra students, you have to remember. And examiner can ask for the Maharashtra students that it is launched by whom. So you have to remember that it is launched by Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar. And who is the Chief Minister? Chief Minister is Uddhav Thackeray, and Governor is Bhagat Singh Kishori ji. So you have to remember all these things. Now we are moving to next question, but you have to remember the main objective is to provide assistance to the citizens to access all the facilities by sitting at home at their fingertip by using this application. Moving to next. Here is, you have to remember Tadoba National Park in Maharashtra, very famous, Tadoba National Park. And very important national park again, Sanjay Gandhi National Park is also there. Sanjay Gandhi National Park. Two rivers originates from Maharashtra. One is Narmada, not Narmada, Narmada from Madhya Pradesh, but a very famous river that is Godavari. Godavari originates from Trimbakeshwar Plateau near Nasik. So you have to remember Godavari's origin. And also one river that is Krishna from Mahabaleshwar. So you have to remember two rivers originates from Maharashtra. One is Godavari, second is Krishna. And this Narmada originates from Madhya Pradesh, that is Amarkantak Hills. Moving to next question. Which organization from India won the 2021 Right Livelihood Award 2021? So it is one of the Delhi-based environmental organization, and name of this organization is Legal Initiative for Forest and Environment. So answer of this question is A. And in short, you can say this organization is known as LIFE. L stands for legal, I stands for initiative, F stands for forest, E stands for environment. So Legal Initiative for Forest and Environment, and it is Delhi-based environmental organization who has won 2021 Right Livelihood Award. But you can see here, Right Livelihood Award, basically 3 persons and 1 organization from Delhi won this organization. These 3 persons not belongs to India, like one is Marthi Vondu, Vladimir, and third one is the Freda. So you have to just remember the name, but the most important thing here is the name of the Indian organization. This is LIFE. And it is empowering communities in the areas ranging from the child protection to the environmental defense. And this organization specially works to protect the environment in India through the creative use of law and legal process, and it works at grassroots level. And this award, which is known as you can say Right Livelihood Award, is also known as Sweden's Alternative Nobel Prize, given by the Swedish Right Livelihood Foundation, because Nobel Prize also given by the Sweden, and this award is also given by the Sweden. So that's why it is known as Sweden's Alternative Nobel Prize, especially for the child protection to the environmental protection. And you can also remember here one important thing, that these 3 persons, one is the Marthi here, you can see here, and this Marthi belongs to Cameroon, and she won this award when she fought against the sexual violence against the girls in Cameroon. And Vladimir here, Vladimir by the name you can guess that he belongs to Russia, and in Russia he fought against the environmental diseases, or you can say environmental pollution. Next is Freda. Freda belongs to Canada, and she is a human rights activist, so that's why she received this prize. So for the human rights, you can say for the environment, for the child protection, for the child education, this award is given. Every year this award is given. So you have to just remember the Indian organization name, Legal Initiative for the Forest Environment. And this award is very important, and this award was started in 1980. It is to honor and support people solving global problems, and it comes with a cash prize of 1 million Swedish kroners. 1 million Swedish crowns, and it is almost $1,15,000, I think. $1,15,000, and long-term support to highlight and expand their work. So just remember Indian organization. Moving to next question. Who won 2021 Ostrava Open Women's Doubles title? So this is doubles title. Why we are asking this doubles title? Because it is very, very important question. And Ostrava is in Czech Republic. So you have to remember it is in Czech Republic. I'm writing here so that you can remember. Czech Republic. So this title goes to Sania Mirza and Shuai Zhang. So answer of this question is D. So Sania Mirza and her Chinese partner Shuai Zhang won the 2021 Ostrava Open Women's Double title. Very important, you have to just remember the question as same as in slide. And it is Sania's third or 43rd Women Tennis Association WTA title and her first title in the 2021. First title in 2021, otherwise the 43rd title in the Women Tennis Association. So you have to remember this. Now we are moving to next question, but you can see here, this is Sania Mirza and this is Shuai Zhang, and she belongs to China. Shuai Zhang won the Ostrava Opens Women Doubles title, and examiner can ask where it was happened. So it was happened in Czech Republic. So again, it is important. Move to next question. Which bank became the official partner bank of the Integrated Financial and Human Resource Management System? Again, very important question for the banking students, that one bank, this known as Indian Bank, answer of this question is C. Indian Bank has announced that it has become the official partner bank of the Integrated Financial and Human Resource Management System. So this is especially for the Tamil Nadu, because this system, this is Integrated Financial and Human Resource Management System, was developed by Tamil Nadu government to integrate human resources and finance related services, providing a comprehensive management system. So this is started by Tamil Nadu government. So you can see here, Indian Bank on board as a partner bank for the offline and the online collection of the treasury related to all IFHRMS. HRMS is very famous portal for all the organization. HRMS stands for Human Resource Management System and IF stands for Integrated Financial. So it is for the collection of offline and online treasury of this system. It will provide benefits to the public that can avail government services related to Tamil Nadu, treasuries and accounts, small saving, pension, cooperative audit and the government data centers. So it has also the e-challan facility which can collect funds through this Integrated Financial and Human Resource Management. Just remember this organization, it is developed by the Tamil Nadu government, and this bank will be the official partner for the offline and the online transactions related to this organization. And remember about Indian Bank, it was established in 1907 on the Independence Day, like 15 of August, and Chief Executive Officer is Padamja Chundru and headquarters is in Chennai. So that's why Indian Bank was selected, because it is developed by Tamil Nadu government and its headquarters is also in Tamil Nadu. Move to next question. Which state launched Mukhyamantri Prayatan Udyog Sambal Yojana 2021 or Sambal Yojana 2021? So this is basically on the day of World Tourism Day, and remember Mukhyamantri Prayatan Udyog Sambal Yojana was started by Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot ji. So answer of this question is D. So it is a mobile application to provide tour planning assistance to the tourist visiting Rajasthan. So it is just to promote the tourism in the Rajasthan, in very simple words. Rajasthan CM Ashok Gehlot launched Mukhyamantri Prayatan Udyog Sambal Yojana 2021, and it aims to provide financial support to the entrepreneurs of the tourism and hospitality sector which is affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. And the Chief Minister also launched the Rajasthan Tourism Official Application, a mobile application to providing tour planning assistance to the tourists visiting Rajasthan. And the CM stated that to overcome the crime against tourists in the Rajasthan, the government has decided to make offence against tourists a cognizable offence. So this is very important statement by the Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot ji, because cognizable offence means an offence in which a police officer has the authority to make an arrest without a warrant and to start an investigation with or without the permission of court. So this is very good thing which is started by the Rajasthan government. And you can also remember about Rajasthan here. Rajasthan Chief Minister is Ashok Gehlot, and you can remember the Governor Kalraj Mishra here. And you can also remember very important national park here. One is Sariska, Ranthambore is there, there is Ramgarh Tiger Reserve. This is very important because this is the latest tiger reserve declared by the Government of India. So remember, it is 52nd tiger reserve, and the total tiger reserve in India are 52. And there is Keladeo Ganna National Park is also there. Keladeo Ganna National Park. So Keladeo Ganna, Sariska, Ranthambore, Ramgarh Tiger Reserve, very, very important. who wrote a book titled Jungle Nama, a story of the Sundarban. Again, very important book, and even the very famous author Amitav Ghosh wrote this book. So, answer of this question is A. Jungle Nama, a story of the Sundarban. So, it is authored by Gyanpith awardee Amitav Ghosh, and he has released an audiobook which is voiced by Ali Sethi. Ali Sethi is US-based singer and writer who has also created the background music and ambient sound for the audiobook. So, audiobook was released, also the you can say hard copy was also released. So, it is Jungle Nama, a story of the Sundarban. And you have to remember the book Jungle Nama is a verse adaptation of an episode from the legend of the Bon Bibi. Bon Bibi, the you can say goddess of the forest, a popular tale from the villages of the Sundarban. So it is just a story, and it can be fictional, it can be myth, but it is written by Amitav Ghosh, so that's why it is very important. And you can also remember the other names here: Avtar Singh Bhasin, very important author, and he wrote about the relationship between India and China, and name of the book is Nehru, Tibet and China. Nehru, Tibet and China. Next is Hare Krishna Mehtab, again very famous author. Hare Krishna Mehtab wrote about Odisha, Odisha Itihas, Odisha Itihas, it means the history of Odisha. Nitin Gokhale wrote about Manohar Parrikar, Manohar Parrikar, very famous person, and he was the former defense minister of India and also the chief minister of Goa. Now he is no more, but Manohar Parrikar, brilliant mind, simple life. Amitav Ghosh, very famous, he wrote two books, The Nutmeg Curse, recently he wrote two books, Nutmeg Curse, and second is The Living Mountain, The Living Mountain. So these two books are basically written by Amitav Ghosh. Now third is Jungle Nama. Moving to next question. Which country has test fired a hypersonic missile which is known as Hwasong 8? So you have to remember the name of the country is North Korea. So answer of this question is A. So the North Korea Academy of National Defense Science has test fired a newly developed hypersonic missile. Name of this missile is Hwasong 8. And the missile has nuclear capabilities and they have named it as strategic weapon. Strategic weapon. And hypersonics are the missiles that are capable of traveling at least 5 times the speed of sound. 5 times the speed of sound. And they are more difficult to track and intercept. Even Russia also launched one which is known as Zircon. Zircon, also written as this, Zircon. So this is launched by Russia and this is also one of the hypersonic missile. So you have to remember it is launched by North Korea and name of it is Hwasong. Otherwise you can just remember the question as same as in slide. So North Korea confirms test launch of a new hypersonic missile which is known as Hwasong 8. Move to next, which country recently launched land satellite or Landsat 9 to monitor the Earth land surface? So it is a project of NASA. Answer of this question is A, National Aeronautics and the Space Administration and the US Geological Survey. So it is the most technologically advanced satellite of its generation as it can see more color shades with greater depths that if we are comparing with the previous satellites, and it will capture observations of the planet in visible, near infrared and shortwave infrared light that we cannot see, and it will also measure the heat of Earth's surfaces. So two specialties are there. One is it will capture observation of the planet in the visible and near infrared and the shortwave infrared light that we cannot see. Second, it can also observe the heat or the thermal radiation of the Earth's surface. So it takes 8 days to capture the whole Earth. And you have to remember about NASA. NASA's administrator is Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson. Very important question. And he was recently appointed in 2021. Remember, Bill Nelson is there. Moving to next question. So you can also see here Landsat satellite to monitor the Earth landscape. So just simple question you have to remember. Next is dairy technological startup which is known as Stella Apps or Stell Apps, and which bank have joined hands to enable cashless payment transfer to the small dairy farmers. So answer is again very simple. Answer of this question is Airtel Payment Bank. C is the answer. Airtel Payment Bank. So dairy technological startup Stell Apps and the Airtel Payment Bank had joined hands to enable cashless payment transfer to the small dairy farmers. It is only for the small dairy transfer for the farmers, and farmers have been facing a challenge of long travel to the nearest ATMs or banks branch for withdrawing cash. But under this partnership, Stell Apps milk collection centers will act as the banking points which will enable farmers to open a bank account, withdraw and deposit cash and other banking services. And these centers will be powered by MovePay. This is very important platform, MooPay, which is Stell Labs financial technological platform with access to ecosystem partnership to assist in the farm improvement, animal healthcare and nutrition services. It means they will also guide the dairy farmers. And this project firstly will be initiated in Uttar Pradesh in 2 areas. One is Varanasi, second is Kanpur, and 1 district is selected in the Madhya Pradesh. It means it will be implemented in 3 districts. One is Varanasi, second is Kanpur, third is Gwalior. 2 from the Uttar Pradesh and 1 from the Madhya Pradesh. So you have to remember this. Next is you have to remember about here Airtel Payment Bank, who is the managing director and CEO, Anubrata Vishwas. Anubrata Vishwas, and headquarters is in Gurugram. And this bank was the first payment bank of India. Move to next question. What is the theme of the International Translation Day 2021? Just you have to remember this question as same as in slide. Otherwise, this question is not so much important, but we are covering the theme, so that's why we are covering another very important section. International Translation Day 2021, main theme is United in Translation. Answer of this question is C. So the United Nations International Translation Day is observed across the globe in September 30, on September 30th. And it is a tribute to the language professionals who play a major role in connecting nations through dialogue, understanding and the cooperation. And the day also recognizes the contribution of the fostering world peace and security through, you can say, translation. And there is one organization which is known as International Federation of Translators. Its headquarters is in Paris, France. So answer, you have to remember United in Translation. So International Translation Day, September 30th, theme is United in Translation, and every year it is observed on 30th of September. Next is, which payment bank is set to shut down its ATMs and discontinue its ATM services? Just remember this question again, only from the slide, and answer of this question is Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. D is the answer. So this bank is set to shut down its automated teller machines and discontinue its ATM services from 1st of October, it means from today, 2021. And the customers can use their ATMs or the debit cards at other banks' ATMs to withdraw cash and for other services. And the customers can use internet banking and mobile banking. Even Suryodaya Small Finance Bank has become the first lender to discontinue its ATM services. So remember, Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. So it was started in 2017. Its MD and CEO is Bhaskar Babu. Bhaskar Babu. I think full name is Bhaskar Babu Ramchandran, but I am not sure. I think the first name is Bhaskar Babu. But headquarters is in Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra, and tagline is a Bank of Smiles. Bank of Smiles. Moving to next. MSME Minister of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Minister Narayan Rane launched new portal, which is India Export Initiative and India Exports 2021 portal. So not so much important, but you can just remember to increase your knowledge, like the Union Minister of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Narayan Rane inaugurated the India's Export Initiative and Small and Medium Enterprises Forum portal, which is known as India Export 2021 India. So what is the objective? So it is to boost the number of exporting MSMEs, increase export by 50% in 2022 and continue even to contribute to achieve the target of becoming a USD 5 trillion economy by 2024-2025. Even this portal is very important for the MSME because this portal is essentially an information and knowledge platform for the exports by India MSME with the required information related to the export for all 456 tariff lines along with trends in exports and export procedures and etc. things related to export. So you have to just remember name of this portal is India Export 2021 portal and its X means export. So remember. So it will enhance the export and ensure localization. So we can make the self-reliant India. It will work as a global manufacturing powerhouse by improving India's manufacturing base. Again, we are focusing on Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India, or you can say Make in India concept. So moving to next. India's first Atal Community Innovation Center launched in which state? So again, very important question. First Atal Community Innovation Center launched in which state? So it is again launched in Rajasthan. So we have to remember the answer Rajasthan. And it is launched in the universities and name of the university is Vivekanand Global University, BGU. It is situated in Jaipur, Rajasthan. So it will be set up by the Government of India, Atal Innovation Mission, or you can say AIM mission of the Niti Aayog. It aims to support and nurture innovative ideas that can take the shape of big ideas and help transform society for a better tomorrow. So it will benefit the hardworking, passionate and the courageous businessmen of Rajasthan who want to take their business toward height. So if you have any idea, then you can visit this Atal Community Innovation Center. They will definitely help you and they will guide you how you can implement your idea. So this is state of Rajasthan. Already we covered so many things about Rajasthan. Moving to next section, it is our important question section. You have to like this video, share this video and subscribe this channel, and please join a Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the question. Who will head the reconstituted expert group responsible for determining the national floor level minimum wages under the Code of Wages? So barely 3 months after the committee was set up, because recently this committee was set up, the Labour Ministry reconstituted the expert group responsible for determining the national floor level minimum wages under the Code on Wages. And who become the new head? New head is SP Mukherjee. New head will be the SP Mukherjee. Earlier, Ajit Mishra, the former was Ajit Mishra, who headed the previous panel, you can say excused himself from discharging his duty on account of his personal and the other professional commitments. But you have to remember, this committee is basically for the national floor level minimum wages under the Code on Wages, and it is a 9-member committee, 9-member group or 9-member committee or 9-panel, 9-member expert group. So SP Mukherjee is currently the chairman. So you can also see here expert group responsible for determining minimum wages reconstituted, and it will be headed by SP Mukherjee, and its time period is 3 years. 3 years. Next is Padam Shri awardee Bala V. Balachandran passed away. So Padam Shri Professor Bala V. Balachandran, the management guru and the founder of Great Lakes Institute of Management. It is situated in Tamil Nadu. So he is the founder. He was basically the founder of Great Lakes Institute of Management, who is fully owned by this person Bala V. Balachandran, and he is also known as Uncle Bala, and he passed away in United States of America. He born in Tamil Nadu, and the government of India honored him with the Padam Shri in 2001 in the field of literature and education. So you have to just remember the name Bala V. Chandran, and he belongs to Tamil Nadu, and he was the founder of Great Lakes Institute of Management. He was very famous with the name of Uncle Bala. Moving to next section, it is our very important section and the most important section and the important section we covered, but we are now moving to one-liner important points. First is RBI takes Indian Overseas Bank out to prompt corrective action framework. So Reserve Bank of India removed the Indian Overseas Bank from the prompt corrective action framework at the performance of the bank is compliant with the PCA parameters, and the RBI had put IOB under the prompt corrective action framework in October 2015. Due to the high NP and the negative return on the assets, and currently only Central Bank of India is the only lender under the RBI's prompt corrective action framework. And recently RBI also took UCO Bank out from the prompt corrective action framework. So you have to remember, now Indian Bank, earlier UCO Bank, now only one bank under this prompt corrective action framework, it is Central Bank of India. World Maritime Day 2021 is observed on 30th of September. So it is annually observed across the globe during the last Thursday. So every year it is not observed on 30th September. Every year it is observed on the last Thursday of the September to recognize the contribution of the international maritime industry towards the world economy and the sustainable development. You can also see here 30th of September, but it is only for the 2021. In 2022, it means it will be celebrated on 29th of September 2022. And World Maritime Day theme is Seafarers at the Core of Shipping Future. And the day is annually observed by one very important organization, which is International Maritime Organization. And the theme you already know. And remember, this organization starts with I, ends with O, but its headquarters is not in Geneva. So you have to remember its headquarters is in London. This is exception. International Maritime Organization headquarters is in London. Moving to next, England's Football World Cup winner and Liverpool striker Roger Hunt passed away. So 3 things you have to remember. Name of this player, Roger Hunt, and he was player of football and he was player of England's football team. So name of the country, name of the profession and name of the player, Roger Hunt. Next, Cabinet approved the continuation of midday meal scheme and renamed this scheme as PM Poshan. So you have to just remember, there are so many cabinet approvals, but only one is important for you, that Union Cabinet has approved the continuation of centrally sponsored national scheme, which is known as National Scheme for the Midday Meal in Schools, popularly known as Midday Meal Scheme in Schools, for 5 more years till financial year 26. So it means now it will be till financial year of 26, it means for 25-26. And cabinet has approved the renaming of this midday meal scheme into the PM Poshan, which stands for Prime Minister Poshan Shakti Nirman. Prime Minister Poshan Shakti Nirman. And the scheme is continuing to follow the ratio like 60:40, 60 by central government and 40 by the state government, that the expenses will be shared. And midday meal scheme is school was the first started in which year? It was started in 1995. And it is an initiative to improve the enrollment in the schools. Next, Security and Exchange Board of India approved the list of key amendments and initiative. You don't have to just remember, because there are so many amendments and there are not so important. So just remember about SEBI. It was established in 1988, but it becomes the statutory body in 1992. Its currently head is Ajay Tyagi. Ajay Tyagi. Just remember. Next is DAC approves defense procurement worth rupees 13,165 crore. So just remember that Defense Acquisition Council approves under the chairmanship of Defense Ministry Rajnath Singh ji, approved the acceptance of necessity for the defense procurement worth rupees 13,165 crore for the modernization of the Indian Armed Forces. Almost 87% were approved for the domestic procurement to boost the Make in India in the defense sector or become the self-reliant in the defense sector. Especially the most important company here is the HAL. Remember, HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, to manufacture 25 advanced light helicopters, Mark III helicopters, for the Indian Army at an approximate of 4,000 crore rupees. So just remember. Moving to next section, it is our question of the day. What is the question of 30th of September? Where is the Bank of International Settlement headquarter? So very simple question. So many students answer right, but one or two students answered Belgium, but Belgium is wrong answer. Answer of this question is Switzerland. Bank for International Settlement. It is an international financial institution owned by the central banks, that fosters the international monetary and the financial cooperation and serves as the bank for the central banks. So it is the bank for the central banks, you can say. And its headquarters is in Switzerland. It was established in 1913 on 17th of May. You don't have to remember the date, you have to remember the year, 1930. Its exact headquarters is in Basel, Switzerland. And its current general manager is Augustin Karstein. Augustin Karstein. So he is currently the chairman. So, or you can say the general manager. Moving to the question of the day, again very simple question. On which rate basis overnight money is needed by the bank from RBI? So when bank required to borrow some money from the RBI on overnight basis, then what will be used? So you have to tell me answer only in the comment box. I am waiting your answer. Please like this video, share this video as maximum as possible, at least to your one friend, and subscribe this channel. Press this bell button and join our Telegram group from the description box, so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. And don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy like this smiley. Thank you guys. Take care and bye-bye.